Once upon a time, there lived a man named Kwamena. Kwamena was a very handsome man. He was the delight of all the young women in the village, who were all drawn to him because of his handsome looks. Kwamena got carried away by the attention he got from women and began to misbehave. He lived a very careless life, hopping from one woman to the other. Kwamina deceived so many women, and this put him in a lot of trouble in the village. The news of his promiscuous life reached the ears of the village chief, who summoned him to his hut. Kwamina, in a bid to avoid being punished for his reckless lifestyle, ran away from the village and decided to settle in a distant village where no one knew him. Kwamina then made up his mind to be a better man. He approached a very rich merchant in the village named Kojo and pleaded to work for him as he was new in the village and had no job to do. Kojo agreed, and Kwamina resumed work at his textile shop. Kwamina was so hardworking, and this impressed his boss Kojo. One day, whilst Kwamina was walking, he caught sight of a very beautiful girl in the distance. Her beauty captured his heart as he wondered who the beautiful girl could be. After a few minutes, Kojo introduced the beautiful girl to Kwamina as his daughter. Her name was Ama, and she was Kojo's only daughter. In that instant, Kwamina fell in love with Ama. He felt something for her that he had never felt for anyone before. He tried to suppress his feelings, but found himself thinking about Ama all the time. One afternoon, Ama came to visit her father Kojo, who had stepped out a few hours ago. Her eyes locked with that of Kwamina, and she began to smile. Ama was also in love with Kwamina, so she looked for every opportunity to come around. She walked up to Kwamina and started up a conversation. Shortly afterwards, they began to laugh and giggle. They enjoyed each other's company and soon looked forward to their next conversation. Kojo soon noticed that his daughter was drawing close to Kwamina. He warned his daughter to keep away from Kwamina as they knew little or nothing about him. But Ama pleaded with her father that she had already fallen in love with Kwamina. She told her father that she would harm herself if he ever came between she and Kwamina. Her father then decided to respect his daughter's wish as he could not stand the thought of losing her. Kwamina and Ama soon got married and they lived together in the village. They had two children named Effia and Mensa. His father-in-law Kojo blessed them with so many riches. Kwamina then established his own business in the village and soon became extremely rich. He loved his wife so much and never failed to show or tell whoever cared to listen how much he loved his wife. Everyone envied their marriage and hoped to have a love like theirs. Effia and Mensa, their children, grew up into responsible adults. They were both hardworking and respectful, and everyone in the village wanted to be associated with them. One evening, when Effia was returning home from her friend's house, she met a very handsome man named Kofi. Kofi was lost in the village as he was trying to locate a certain house. He had just relocated into the village and did not know his way around, so he stopped Effia to ask for directions. Effia was so kind to escort Kofi to his location, and that was how their love story began. They realized that they shared a lot in common and this made their bond to grow so strong. They spent weeks and months getting to know each other, and shortly afterwards, Kofi asked Effia to marry him. Effia was so excited as she told her parents about her newfound love, who had just asked for her hand in marriage. Kwamena was so happy for his daughter and requested to see the young man behind his daughter's smiles. Effia was so excited and rushed to inform Kofi of her father's request to meet with him. When she got to Kofi's hut, she met his mother, who she had never seen before. Effia was so happy to meet Kofi's mother, and they spent hours talking and laughing. Effia then told Kofi of her father's request to meet with him, and Kofi told her that he would honor her father's invitation the next morning. Effia returned home excited, as she could not believe that her dream was finally becoming a reality. She tried sleeping that night but could not sleep, as all she could think about was getting married to the love of her life, Kofi. She was extremely excited and could not wait for sunrise. By morning, Effia rushed to cook Kofi's favorite meal. As she waited for him to arrive, her heart raced at the thought of seeing Kofi in her home. Effia waited for hours, but Kofi had still not arrived. Kwamena asked his daughter Effia where Kofi was, and she assured him that Kofi would soon be here. Hours passed, and Kofi was nowhere to be found, so Effia became so worried and decided to pay Kofi a visit. When she got to his house, she met the house empty. What could have happened? She thought to herself as tears began to gush down her eyes. Filled with fear, Effia searched the whole village for Kofi. She searched and searched and searched, but Kofi was nowhere to be found. Days passed, and Effia was now a shadow of herself. She was filled with so much worry, and this began to trouble her parents, who were concerned about her health. Her brother Mensa, on seeing the pain his sister was passing through, decided to do everything within his power to find Kofi. He asked around, but no one had seen Kofi. Mensa then decided to sit in front of Kofi's house every day to see if anyone who knew where Kofi was would stop by. He did this for days, till one fateful day when a young boy approached Kofi's house. Mensa asked the boy who he was, and the young boy revealed that he was Kofi's younger brother. Mensa was so happy to hear this and asked the young boy where his brother Kofi had gone. The young boy told Mensa that he was not at liberty to say, and Mensa pleaded with him to tell Kofi that Effia was heartbroken and worried. He also told the young boy to tell Kofi that if he ever loved his sister, he should come and explain to her what had happened. After doing this, Mensa returned back home. His sister Effia was still hurting, so he prayed and hoped for Kofi to love his sister enough to offer her an explanation on why he disappeared. Mensa waited for days but did not see Kofi, so he concluded within himself that Kofi did not love his sister, and the thought of this broke his heart. One early morning, Mensa heard a knock on their door. He rushed to check who it was and saw Kofi standing outside their house. Mensa did not know when he said Kofi's name aloud to the hearing of his sister Effia, who ran out to confront Kofi. "Where have you been?" she asked with a frown on her face. Kwamena and his wife Ama, on hearing the commotion, came out to meet Kofi standing in their living room. Kwamena asked Kofi why he failed to honor his invitation the other day, and Kofi revealed that he did not honor the invitation because he could no longer marry Effia. Kwamina was so eager to know why Kofi changed his mind even after proposing to his daughter Effia, and Kofi revealed that it was a taboo to marry his own sister. Everyone's eyes shone in confusion as Kofi revealed to them that Kwamina was his father. He revealed that after his mother saw Effia at his house and inquired to know who she was, he explained to his mother that Effia was the girl he wanted to marry and that she was the daughter of a man named Kwamena who lived in their village. His mother, on hearing the name Kwamena, inquired further about Effia's father, and it was then that she realized that it was the same Kwamena who got her pregnant many years ago. His mother then told him that the marriage could no longer hold because Effia was his sister. What had happened was that Kwamena got Kofi's mother pregnant and eloped out of the village when he heard that her father had reported the incident to the village chief. Kwamena was not ready to get married, so he ran away, hoping that he would never be found. Kofi, on hearing this, could not believe that Effia's father was also his own father. Filled with shock, Kofi did not know how to face Effia, so he decided to move back to his village for a while to figure out what he would do. When Effia heard this, she froze. She could not believe that she was in love with her own brother. "Father, how can you do this to me?" she said in disappointment as she left their presence, heartbroken and with eyes filled with tears. His wife and son were also disappointed as they could not believe that Kwamena would keep such a thing away from them. Kwamena, on the other hand, was shocked to see how his atrocities of over 2 decades came back to haunt him. He apologized to his family, including his daughter and son Kofi, and decided to pay Kofi's mother a visit to also apologize for all his wrongs. That was how Kwamena regretted his actions and learnt the hard way that you cannot run away from your mistakes. Kofi and Effia had no option than to kill their feelings for each other to avoid committing an abomination. As years passed, it became easier and they both moved on with their lives, finding love with other people who made them happy. The lesson to be learned from this story is that running away from one's problems is not the best solution. Avoidance often exacerbates the issues we face. Instead, it is important to confront one's problems head on, seeking solutions and learning from the challenges they present in order to grow and improve as individuals. Running away may provide temporary relief, but ultimately it hinders personal growth and any chance for resolution. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.